What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in and happy new year. I hope 2023 is a fantastic year. To kick off the year, I wanted to start with a video and a series around some of the tips and tricks I've learned along the way on my makeup journey. My journey was pretty hit and miss, and I have had some very bad experiences, both in terms of buying and in my final results in applying makeup. So I don't want you to go through the same thing. So let's jump straight in to the first video in the series, which is foundation matching. And what I've learned is quite important in figuring out what kind of foundation you're looking for and what you need to understand when looking for a foundation. Alright, so the first thing you need to understand is your skin type. I think that is such a crucial first step in getting the right foundation, because we all have different skin types, and finding your understanding your skin type will really help you find the right foundation so that you don't end up wasting money. I mean, who wants to do that? So we have oily skin, we have acne prone skin, we have dry skin, we have combination skin. So if you know what kind of skin type you have, then it's a lot easier to find the kind of foundation that you want. Now, for instance, if you have oily skin, then you want to look for a powder foundation or an oil-free liquid one, because these contains powders that absorb oil, leaving you with a smooth matte finish. Mineral foundations also work well on oily skin because the dry particles tend to absorb the moisture and also prevent shine. So if you have oily skin, you really want something that is quite matte and will keep you oil free for the rest of the day. A particularly good foundation for oily skin is the Estee Lauder's Double Wear long-lasting foundation. It's really good at keeping you looking the same. It literally doesn't move the whole day, but it also is pretty oil free. If you're someone with dry skin, which I tend to deal with sometimes, especially in the winter months, then you want to start looking for a foundation that's a lot more hydrating. Choose a hydrating powder foundation or a liquid one or a stick one even, as long as it has hydrating qualities. These have creamy consistencies which deliver moisture to the skin and offer great coverage. The Clinique Moisture CC Cream is amazing for this. It is so hydrating and really gives you a dewy finish and really makes you look fresh, and it just has a great finish, and it's great for dry skin. Combination skin, you can play around with the different foundations that you want, but really understand what kind of combination you have. How dry are you in the dry areas, or how oily are you in your oily areas? And then lean towards foundations that help you with your primary needs in terms of your skin type. My second tip is to identify your undertone. Now, this can be a little tricky. It took me a while to figure this out, but really there's only 4 types of undertones that are that someone might have, and understanding that can go a long way for buying the right type of foundation. It's something that I struggled with for a long time, and I would generally find the right match in terms of my skin type and for my color, but then I wouldn't find the right undertone, and it would always leave me just ashy or just off. I couldn't quite pinpoint what it was, and all along it was the undertone. Once you get the undertone right, oh man, like, it becomes such a seamless process trying to figure out what foundation you really need. One way to figure out what type of undertone you have is to have a look at your veins, and if they appear a little more deep purple or bluish, then you are probably cool tone, and you will likely fall in the cool tone spectrum. And then if your veins appear a little more greenish, then you're warm toned. Now, if you feel like you have a combination of both and you can't quite tell what it is, then chances are you are neutral, which means you fall like smack in the middle, and it's a great place to be actually. And so you're probably more neutral toned on the spectrum of hues. Now, one way to figure out when you're looking for foundations if the foundation is warm, neutral, or cool tone is to look at the bottom of the foundation or the back of the foundation. Usually it has a letter, so you'll find that a foundation will have like a 5N, or MAC usually has like NC50 or NW45, you know, then you know that that foundation is usually neutral warm toned, or it is a neutral. 5N will be a 5 neutral tone. So look at the letters, and then if it has a W, or if it has an N, or if it has a C, then you're able to identify whether it is cool, warm, or neutral, and then you'll pick accordingly. All right, my third tip is to match your foundation. Now you have your undertone, you know what skin type you have. Now you want to match it to the color of your skin. And the best way to do that is to go in store and figure out which foundation is your best match. So you want to choose about 3 to 4 different colors that look like could be yours, and within your undertone range, and test those out. Now one thing I've learned is you don't want to test out the foundation at the back of your hand, because the back of your hand tends to be a little darker than your face. One thing I prefer doing is matching my foundation to my jawline and my neckline. So I'll do a line going all the way across like that. This way I'm able to see how seamlessly it will blend in between my face and my neck. And also it gives me a true reflection of what the foundation looks like on my face. And my second tip when it comes to matching your foundation is ask, if possible, in store for samples of the 3 that you have chosen and test them out at home. Because what happens often is that you're in store and it looks like a match, but then when you go out and you let it wear throughout the day, it oxidizes, and when it settles into your face, then it looks different, and your face, it starts reading different. So you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure that it's a seamless application, and that it is a true match to your face throughout the day. So first, before you jump the gun and buy a full-size product, ask for samples, test them out, wear them outside in the sun, wear them for a couple of hours, and then really test it out and see if they are a true match or not. One thing I would also recommend is that you buy 2 types of foundation, one for the summer months and one for winter months, because your skin does tend to change. During the winter, your skin tends to get a little lighter, and then in summer you get a lot more tanned. So you would need something a little lighter or darker depending on the season for your face. So 2 types of foundations I would recommend, just so that it gives you the full scope of what you need throughout the year. Guys, I hope this helped. This is just a quick video in my beginner series that where I just really want to share some of the things that I've learned along the way that have really gone a long way to finding and discovering my the right foundation. I feel like I've become pretty good at finding a match, whether it is the affordable whether it's within the affordable range or the higher end range. I tend to really understand what my foundation is, and I feel like these are the tips that have really helped me. Being dry, I tend to go for hydrating foundations. I tend to go for warm undertoned foundations. I tend to go for long lasting but hydrating. So depending on your needs, depending on your lifestyle, depending on your skin type, really sit down and figure out what your needs are, and then only go buy foundations. I have wasted so much money over the years buying foundations without really identifying what my needs are, and I want to save you from that. So I hope this helped, and I hope you join me on this series, especially if you're looking to get into makeup but you don't know where to start. I'm going to be sharing everything that I know about applying makeup and what I've learned so far. So thank you, and Happy New Year again. I hope this year is blessed and you get everything you so desire. Alright, see you next week. Bye.